everyone. This is WPBL3 News with Judith and yours truly, Penelope. Here's what to look forward to on tonight's news. There's been a sighting of a monster roaming the streets. Rumor has it there's been one reporter that has had contact with the monster. It seems that I have been able to achieve the monster's views on social isolation. Also, I found an unsafe amount of cultural aspects found in the novel Frankenstein, in which the freakishly weird monster came from. Could this be dangerous? Are we safe? Also, interviewed by yours truly, we found Mary Shelley, which is the author of the novel Frankenstein. She's here to give us her views on the Gothic literature and how it was affected by societal and cultural movements in history. Soon to find out, but right now, go. Back to you, Judith.
This is Judith Milano on WPBL3 News, and we are here today with the monster from the book Frankenstein. Hello, monster. I have a few questions for you today. Let's get started. What is your opinion? Do you think that you are the monster in the book, or do you think that Victor is the true monster?
I honestly don't believe that I'm the villain here. I was the victim throughout the entire story. And then my dad abandoned me. All the other humans shunned me. Have you ever been bullied? It's not that fun. I personally think that Victor is the monster.
Alright, good answer.
Thanks.
Halloween is a time of the year when people dress up as scary things. Since Frankenstein is a common costume that kids dress up as, how do you feel about the fact that popular culture makes you seem like the monster?
I know that they probably haven't actually read the book about me, but they call me Frankenstein, so I guess I don't take offense to it. I think if they actually read the story and read like the entire thing, they would see who the real monster is.
I getcha. Since creating you wasn't the experience Victor was expecting, do you think that scientists should attempt to clone or create life? Why or why not?
Personally, I think that scientists shouldn't be afraid to figure out how to create clones or life like myself, because, it could really help a lot of people. If someone needed a heart transplant, scientists could make samples of their DNA and create perfect heart transplants. I don't think people should be afraid of Victor's mistake. He performed his experiment secretly and illegally. If the research and experiments are done responsibly, I think that it could be a great idea.
That's good. If you had a real childhood like most humans do, with a father and a mother figure, do you think you would have followed the same path that you did? Do you think you would have still killed people?
I really think it would have made a pretty big difference in my life if I had a childhood. I'd probably learn how to act around people and would have been liked and felt like I belonged. If I wasn't so bad and lost and desperate, and I had someone to spend time with, probably wouldn't have been hurt so much by others, and again, probably would have felt more wanted.
Alright. Well, that's all the time we have for this interview today. Back to you, Penelope.
Hello, this is Penelope reporting live. Today we have with us Mary Shelley, who wrote the novel Frankenstein. Mary Shelley, please tell us, what influenced you to create such a horrific novel? I mean, it's about a scientist who goes and digs up dead bodies and takes the body parts, sews them together, and creates an actual man. I mean, please explain what was with that.
Well, Penelope, while writing this novel, I was familiar with the ripening of the Enlightenment period, and Gothic literature had become a popular title among society. You see, Gothic literature contained monsters and the unknown, which excites writers and readers. It opens up the dark side of human nature, which is perfect for my novel, because it talks about reviving life, and the meaning of life is expressed throughout the novel as well.
Okay, alright. Well, Mary Shelley, what is the Enlightenment period?
The Enlightenment period was a cultural movement during the 18th century. It expressed new ideas and new approaches that became largely controversial. It sets the stage for what happens now, such as cloning and other scientific experiments. It is expressed in the novel, with Victor replicating a man out of dead bodies.
Okay, thank you for that lovely interpretation of your novel. And that is all we have, and back to you, Judith.
Thank you, Penelope. We're back here with the monster, and now I have some questions about the social aspects of your novel. The first question I have for you is about what you did after you left Dr. Frankenstein's house.
Well, as soon as I left, I went looking for something to eat and somewhere to sleep. First thing I found were some berries on a tree, and I ate those. And then sleep. Well, I found some trees, so I just laid around by the trees. But then as I began to eat the berries, I was feeling really lonely and pretty sad. I mean, I was just created, and then I was instantly left.
I see what you're saying. How long were you out in the woods by yourself, and how did that make you feel?
I think I was out in the woods for many weeks. And throughout these many weeks, I guess I felt pretty strange. I started off feeling socially isolated from the world because, well, my father left me right away. And so I felt like there was no point for me in the world. And then one day I saw Family's Village. I walked over to the village to see what the people were doing and began to study what they were doing and what I could do to be in their lives. And then I had a feeling of hope. I was hoping that I'd be able to be friends with these people. After a while of studying their ways, I thought it would be a good idea to go introduce myself to them. It was not a good idea to go introduce myself to them. They were very, very terrified of me. So with me being very sad from everyone being terrified of me, I ran away again and began to feel socially isolated from everybody again.
Well, that's a very sad story. I'm really sorry. What did you notice about yourself while you were alone in the forest and feeling socially isolated?
Like I said earlier, the whole time I felt basically very sad and that I had no meaning to life. I was betrayed by my dad, and I was just looking for a way to get out.
Right. Well, that's all the time we have today on WPBL3. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.